Hey, you ever wonder what it would be like to win the lottery?
Sure, I guess. I mean, if I won, I'd probably just buy a jet and fly around the world.
That's funny, because I was thinking that if I won, I would buy a large marshmallow and float around the galaxy like E.T.
Haha, well, I guess money can't buy you everything. Although, I guess if I had a jet I could go to places like the doctor and a candy store.
Sure, but with your marshmallow you could go to a universe of possibilities.
Good point. Hey, you know what would be really cool? If we somehow could combine our dreams and make a marshmallow jet hybrid.
That would certainly be an interesting flight experience. Hey, have you heard about the mayor's new plan to get a flock of peacocks to roam the city?
Yeah, I heard about that. What a silly plan. It sounds like it's gonna be one peacocking disaster.
Yeah, it looks like we're in for some harsh pecking.
Not to mention the mess the peacocks will make with their droppings.
Ha! I hear they're turning our city into one big, popular destination.
That's one way of looking at it. I guess it could be a good thing if all the peacocks start selling souvenirs with their feathers.
Ha! It'd be one feather in the cap kind of investment. So, did you hear about the new way to teleport?
No. What is it?
Apparently, you just have to wish really hard and you'll be instantly transported to your desired location.
Wow, that sounds like a real wishful thinking. But I'm not sure if that'll be more reliable than a teleporter run by a mad scientist, you know.
Yeah, but at least it won't cost you a fortune in plutonium and rocket fuel.
True, true. What if it's possible to wish yourself to the past? I wish I could revisit my high school years.
Ah. But then you'd have to be careful, because you might end up having to learn all the lessons twice, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't want to end up stuck in a time paradox.
That might not be the worst thing. Even the best philosophers can't make it out unscathed from the complexities of time travel.
Haha, better leave time traveling to the professionals then.
Hey, what do you think about chameleons dressed as ninjas?
That's a ridiculous idea. I mean, what could they possibly be trying to conceal? Unless, of course, they're trying to blend into a ninja crowd.
Hey, did you hear about the farmer who sold his cow for 50 pieces of cheese?
You don't say. Is that a common practice?
Well, I guess it depends on who's doing the buying and selling. For example, imagine if it was Chuck E. Cheese.
50 slices of cheesy pizza? He must have gotten a real cheese in one.
That's some pretty cheesy logic. Not to mention, he would have to sell that cow an awfully lot of hay.
That would be quite an uphill battle. But at least he can say he got a real cheese change out of it.
Hey buddy, do you smell that?
Smell what?
Burning rubber. I'm convinced someone out there is having a car race and I want in.
That sounds like a wild ride, but what kind of car are you even planning to race in?
I don't know, maybe a Ford Fairlane or something. Maybe we could even call it a Fairlame and make the pun work.
Wow, that's one cheesy pun. But it's not the worst idea I've heard so far.
That's the spirit. Let's grab some gear, find a track, and get this race going. Wanna start gassing up?
You're on.
Hey, did you hear about this new reality TV show concept?
What's the concept?
It's a competition show and the contestants have to build the tallest tower using just popsicles.
What? That's ridiculous.
I know, but isn't it wild? I'm sure it's going to be a tasty competition.
No way. You'd have to be popsicle to take part in that kind of show.
Huh? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, the stakes will be really high, or should I say, sticky. Did you hear about the new tennis match where the players play with chairs?
That's ridiculous. What kind of crazy rules would they have?
Well, if someone sits on their opponent's chair, they automatically get a point. That's the rule that everyone is abuzz about.
But what if they both sit on each other's chairs? You'd have a stalemate.
That's why they've got a rule that if both players just sit there, the match is decided by a coin flip, heads chairs, tails chairs.
I've heard of double faulting, but never double chairing.
Are you ready for the biggest game of Duck Duck Goose the world has ever known?
No way, who can take something so ridiculous seriously? I'm just not a fan of foul play.
Well, if you think it's ridiculous, then I guess you're more of a chicken.
Hey, don't go quacking up. I mean, who even knows what's goose and what's not these days?
Well, I guess it's not too hard to tell. Because when it comes to Duck Duck Goose, it's always a goose run for the hills.
You better watch out for the duck police in this game. You don't want to get ducked up.
Yeah, it's not worth a quack. So let's just stay here and keep our heads down. Hey, why don't we try to see who can eat the most slices of pizza in 30 seconds?
That sounds like an absurdly delicious challenge. But do you think either of us would be able to survive such a calorie-packed race?
Are you chickening out already? Come on, it's only 30 seconds.
All right, I'm in. Let's see if you can handle this.
Bring it on.
All right, the timer starts now.
If I win, can I have a big fat slice of victory?
Ha ha, no way. But if you win, I will grant you one wish.
Okay, now that's a deal I can't refuse. Let's hurry up and finish this race of ours.
Winner takes all. Go.
So have you heard about the new zombie-proof house over on Main Street?
Yeah, I did hear about it. So I guess it must be pretty hard to break into, huh?
No joke, it's supposed to be totally zombie-proof. You don't even need a key. It's got a facial recognition system, so it only opens for the homeowner.
Ah, I see. That's pretty clever. I guess you don't want the zombies getting in just by chewing their way in.
I know, right? But actually, the real funny part is how they got the idea. It turns out the owner asked his neighbor to borrow some sugar, and instead of saying no, the neighbor just gave him a bunch of zombie-proofing ideas. You know what's crazy? Trying to make a living as a professional basketball player without ever playing in the NBA.
It's like the WNBA, wherever nobody buys a league.
Let's take a look at the financial trends of llamas.
But llamas aren't exactly known for their money-making acumen.
Don't be fooled, they're craftier than you think. Heh, if only Lehman Brothers had invested in llamas, maybe they wouldn't have gone bust.
Yeah, but it's not like llamas have a Wall Street presence.
Hey, maybe they do and we just don't know about it yet. All I'm saying is that if you want to be a successful investor, you need to think outside of the herd.
Now that's the kind of financial advice I can get behind.
Hey, what do you think about my new hairstyle?
Wow. You look like you've been zapped by a defibrillator. Did you take it from the new Disney movie, Frozen 2?
Yeah, I did. But I call it the Ulcertex.
Ha ha, very punny. That's why I like you.
AW thanks. But I wouldn't be caught dead in a room with that Anna girl.
Yeah, she's a real snowmageddon.
Don't even get me started. She's so fickle it's like her head is a giant hula hoop.
True, but she's still less annoying than Elsa's snowman sidekick, Olaf.
You think Olaf is annoying? Try standing in the same room with him for 5 minutes. Talk about frosting your brain.
Wrong phrase, buddy. You don't frost a brain, you freeze it.
I can't believe what I just saw.
What did you see?
I saw a chicken walking around with a laptop on its back.
That's impossible.
No, it's not. It appeared to be involved in some kind of online class. It's always on exalting learnings.
That's hilarious. Better watch out for those eggheads.
It was a bit of a cluck-up, I must admit. But we should definitely recognize its level of excellency. I can't believe I just saw a human-sized mouse walking around.
Wow, that's crazy. I heard that's a new trend. People are dressing up their pet mice and taking them out for walks in their strollers.
Whoa, I hope they're careful. What if they accidentally get run over by a bicycle or something?
That'd be a real mouse take.
Ha ha, puns. Just don't let them get squeaked out.
They're probably better off, Ratha, stay inside.
That reminds me of this one show I used to watch called Rats All Folks.
Ooh, yeah, I remember that one. I think it ran for 1 season, then say la vie.
It was pretty cheesy, but I kinda miss it. Too bad it was gone before its time.
Hey, at least it kept people talking. There's always something to be said for that.
Hey, can you believe it? Supermarkets are now selling stepladders to reach the top shelf items.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. I mean, those top shelves are practically unreachable.
Yeah, we could call it the High Hopes aisle. Get it?
Haha, yeah, I got it. Maybe we could come up with an even crazier idea for the stores.
How about having a roller coaster that wins through the aisles?
Ooh, I like it. And we could call it the shopping thrill.
You got it. Now all you have to do is get the stores to implement it.
Don't worry, I'm sure I can convince them. After all, no aisle escapes my persuasive powers.
Let's talk about aliens.
Aliens, you say? Interesting topic. So what do you think they would look like?
Oh, I think they would have to be pretty wild. Maybe they'd have 3 eyes and 6 arms.
Wow, that's a bit out of this world. And do you think they'd have any superpowers?
I'm sure they'd have some sort of superpower. Perhaps they'd be able to read minds, or have the ability to teleport.
That certainly would make life interesting. Speaking of interesting, do you think they'd ever come down to Earth and visit us?
Gee, I'm not sure about that one. Personally, I think that would be a bit too risky for them. Maybe if we tried sending a message to them first, and then waited for a response.
Good idea. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. In the meantime, I'm wondering if they have any crazy facial expressions or anything.
I guess they'd have to be pretty expressive. Maybe their forehead would wrinkle when they were confused, or they could do an odd arm gesture when they were feeling excited. Hey, what do you think about the newest trend that's taking the world by storm?
You mean the one where people buy pug-sized hot air balloons and use them to fly to the moon?
That's the one. So ridiculous and hilarious. If I had the money, I would totally try it out.
Oh yeah, that's pretty wild, but apparently a lot of people are doing it. You know what would be even crazier?
What?
Riding a unicorn-shaped hot air balloon to Venus. Now, that would be an epic journey.
Oh wow, that would definitely put a shine to my social media presence. I'm tempted to try it out.
Better not get ahead of yourself, you might end up an astronaut before you know it.
Speaking of space, did you hear about the new movie that's coming out? It's called Intergalactic Adventures in a UFO.
That sounds like a zany one. I heard it has nearly twice the budget of all the Marvel films combined.
Wow, that's quite a lot of money. I'm sure we're all going to be saying, UFO who, after watching it. Hey, did you hear about the store that only sells left-handed paperclips?
Yeah, I heard about that one. Isn't that a bit impractical?
Totally, but that's what makes it so hilarious. I mean, who would even need a left-handed paperclip?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe if you're left-handed and you keep your paperclips in your left pocket it might make sense.
That's really stretching it. I mean, what kind of activities would you need left-handed paperclips for?
How about a clip a left-hand only coupon? Get it, a left-hand only coupon?
Hey, did you hear that the government just announced a new law allowing you to skydive from outer space?
That's absurd. Who even came up with that idea?
Well, it's for astronauts only. Imagine all the money they're going to make from that.
Money? What about the safety of the astronauts?
Oh come on, like they said, the skydive's gonna be done with special space suits that protect against the extreme temperatures and air pressure in outer space. And if anyone wants to give it a try, the government's even covering the cost.
That sounds great, except for the fact that we don't have any astronauts in our city.
Well, don't worry. The government also announced that they were going to be hiring some highly trained astronauts to instruct skydiving classes.
So we can skydive from outer space.
Yepus. After all, it's only natural for humans to explore new heights, literally. So as long as you can handle the pressure of heights and extreme temperatures, why not give it a go? Hey, I heard there's a new show called Karaoke.
What? Is this some kind of karaoke karate hybrid?
Yeah, that's the joke. Some people actually go on stage and sing and fight at the same time.
Wow, that's quite a combo. But I wonder if they're any good at either one?
Well, to be honest, it's usually one or the other. Either they can fight and not sing well, or they can sing and can't fight.
Ha, no wonder it's so popular. That is so absurd.
Yeah, I'd say that about sums it up. Singing and fighting, what a combo. Truly a show for the ages. Hey, did you hear about the new diet trend for dogs?
No, what is it?
Well, I heard from a reliable source that it's called the kibble diet. Basically, you feed your dog just kibble and nothing else.
Wow, that sounds like a recipe for disaster. I mean, just kibble? Isn't that like feeding our canine friends a boring diet?
Yeah, you'd think so, but apparently it's all the rage with the pet owners these days. They're saying that it's all natural, healthy, and good for your pup's digestion.
That's crazy. I mean, it's not like these dogs can read a nutrition label. What do they know?
Ha! I guess they'll just have to trust their owners, now won't they? But don't worry, if the kibble diet takes off, I'm sure there will be a bark bar for dogs eventually.
Bark bar? That sounds like a punny.
A what?
A pun. You know, wordplay and all that. Bark bar, get it?
Hey, let's talk about our next movie night.
Oh, I know. We could watch a comedy that's actually funny this time.
Yes. Maybe something with a plot twist that's totally unexpected yet totally works.
So it's like a Night Shyamalan movie but with better jokes.
Exactly. And let's throw in some Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jackie Chan references for good measure.
Ha ha, that's hilarious. We could add some puns too, like, it's gonna be a night of action, packed with punchlines.
Ah, my pun game is off the charts. We gotta make this night a quarantine classic.
Or maybe even a movie majesty experience.
Great puns. Now all we need to do is find the right movie. Hey there, it's been a while since I went to the moon.
Yeah, I know. But I hear it's a lot more fun there now, they even have a theme park.
That's great. I always wondered what gravity would be like.
Ha, it's actually quite light-hearted. Plus, you don't have to worry about being stuck in traffic.
Wow, that sounds like a great time. How do we get there?
Just hitch a ride on the lunar roller coaster. It's a blast. It'll take you straight up to the moon. Just remember to buckle up tight.
Hey, did you hear about the chess tournament between cats and dogs?
You've got to be kidding me, I mean, doggone it. I heard that not only is the competition intense, but the prize for winning is a lifetime supply of cat or dog treats.
That sounds outrageous and rough. Actually, I heard that the cats are playing with a feline of ambition and the dogs are barking out orders and taking their positions like canines of war.
That's positively perfect. I just hope they don't scratch each other's eyes out. That would be so poor.
No doubt, if the cats don't stay in check, they might be sent to the doghouse.
Hey, why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near?
That's the birds singing a tune to remind the cats and dogs that they should play nice.
That's really smart. Did you know that if the cats win, they can have their own show on Netflix?
What would it be called? Catflix?
I think so. That's perfectly hilarious.
Let's talk about the importance of breakfast.
But why would breakfast be that important? I don't see what the fuss is about.
Without breakfast, you would never be able to make it to lunchtime. And the energy boost from a good meal in the morning will get your day off to a great start.
Yeah, that's true, but I still don't understand why everyone makes such a big deal about it.
Because it can fuel your day. It's like putting gasoline in your car. You can't drive without it.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. But why don't people just grab some cereal?
Because cereal can be the kiss of death to your day. It's not nutrient dense and can be slow to digest. So if you want to maximize your productivity, it's better to eat a balanced breakfast with protein, complex carbs, and healthy fats like omelets, oatmeal, and smoothies.
Wow, that's actually really helpful advice. I think I'll take your recommendation and start having a better breakfast.
Hey, do you want to hear about the most ridiculous thing that happened to me yesterday?
Of course. What was it?
Well, I was walking down the street and I saw a peacock playing ping pong. I mean, talk about going bird in birds.
That's insane. Did you do anything?
Of course I did. I had to get a few selfies. Hey, did you hear that they're making an ice cream flavor out of Marmite?
Marmite? You've got to be joking. That sounds like something only a mad scientist would try.
Yeah, it's like science fiction come to life. Who knows what else they'll come up with next? Chocolate-fied Brussels sprouts.
Well, if it's successful, maybe we'll see Vegemite ice cream in the future.
Ha! You're right, but for now let's just stick to the basics, like ice cream sandwiches.
Sounds good to me. Have you tried the Oreo ice cream sandwich? It's the best.
Wow, I never would have thought the cookie sandwich combination. That's genius.
Hey, don't forget the strawberry Pop-Tart ice cream sandwich too.
Yikes, that one might be a bit too far even for me.
Come on. There's never a bad time for a Pop-Tart.
Alright, I guess you have a point. But, I'm still not sure what the result would be like.
You know what they say, it's always better to splice it and find out.
Hey! Guess what I heard?
What?
I heard that unicorns have the ability to fly by triggering their secret superpower, the power of night vision with sparkles.
That's definitely ridiculous. I mean, they can fly. Oh please.
Yeah, but don't forget they have ear-blasting loud rainbow farts.
Oh, no. That's definitely a sign of suspension of disbelief.
I know, right? And it only gets crazier. They have a special ability to teleport by bouncing off of the lunar surface.
Well, I guess that's the only way to explain how they got there in the first place. Ha ha.
Hey, did you hear about the new reality show where everyone wears masks and just has to guess who is underneath them?
That is an absurd idea. But kind of humorous, too. I mean, I can't help but think of all the possibilities for drama and comedy.
I know. What about the episode where everyone has to guess who is behind the Yoda mask?
What would the prize be for that one?
Probably a lifetime supply of green popcorn.
Ha ha ha. Or if they get it wrong, they're stuck with a lifetime supply of the strawberry variety.
If that's not irony, I don't know what is.
Ooh, or maybe they could do a bonus round at the end where Yoda has to guess who is under the masks.
Now that's something I'd tune in to watch. I guess we just have to wait and see if the show makers come up with something as classic. Hey, what do you think about using roller coasters as a form of public transport?
That's a wild idea. I mean, think of how much more fun your commute to work would be if you rode a roller coaster instead of the bus. But maybe it's a bit much. I think we should just stick to flying cars.
And why not a train that's also a submarine? We could call it the subtrain.
What a great idea. We'd have to make sure it stayed under the speed of light though, so that it couldn't time travel or anything.
Great, then we need to make sure that its tracks don't get clogged with seaweed or anything like that.
Yeah, we should probably hire some seahorses to help clear the tracks.
And what about seating arrangements?
Well, we could offer bar stools for those flying solo and sofa seating for families.
Perfect. Finally, everyone can enjoy getting from one place to another in style and comfort.
And don't forget a couple of disco balls for that everyday party atmosphere.
Hey, did you know you can make a pizza in 5 seconds?
That's ridiculous. There's no way that's possible.
Oh, but it is. I saw it on the interwebs.
What? You can't cook a pizza in 5 seconds?
Well, does the 5-second rule count? Because then it's doable.
You can't be serious. That's like saying you can catch a raindrop with chopsticks.
Hey, if you use fast enough chopsticks, you can catch anything. Hey, do you remember the time we were walking around at the mall, and then this crazy cat showed up and we didn't know what to do?
Oh yeah, I totally do. I thought it was the craziest thing ever. I mean, who can say they've walked around with a pet cat?
Yeah, I was pretty sure we were going to get in trouble, with all the stares we were getting.
But then we noticed it had a collar with a letter attached to it. It was like something out of a movie.
We took the letter and opened it, only to find an invitation to a royal cat ball. We were invited to a royal cat ball, can you believe it?
Whoa, talk about living the life of luxury. I mean, if that isn't the most absurd thing I've ever heard.
It sure was. But we decided to accept the invitation out of curiosity. Man, it was one amazing party. We danced, drank, and mingled with all the cats.
A night to remember. The only thing that would have made it better was if we had dressed up as cats ourselves.
You got that right. Oh, but the food was so delicious. They served everything from caviar to tuna-filled croissants.
I know, a great meal with a side of furry friends. What's not to love?
True. It was such a funny and unforgettable experience. Who would have thought a crazy cat at the mall could lead to something like this? Hey, so did you hear about the new restaurant that only serves food made from random objects?
No way. What kind of objects? Wow, that sounds hilarious and dangerous at the same time.
I know, it's like a giant game of Chopped. I can't wait to see what creative dishes they come up with.
I'm sure they'll come up with some fork-in delicious ideas. Get it? Fork-in.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I feel we should enter a hot dog eating competition.
Wow, I never thought you'd be up for it. But hey, why not? I'm in.
All right. Let's do it. I'm sure we'll be a contestant people won't forget.
I know. It's like the perfect combination of us. You're all about enjoying the moment, and I'm all about eating.
Yeah, we're hot dogs in a bun.
Witty puns, that's what will make us memorable. Plus, of course, winning the trophy.
That's right. Plus, everyone will be talking about the crazy dynamic duo that went full speed ahead and beat everyone else in the hot dog eating competition.
Yes? What will we call ourselves?
How about the Frankfurter 2?
Brilliant. Let's eat and make history.
Hey, did you hear what happened to Bob?
Nope, tell me.
Well, he was walking down the street and someone yelled, "Hey Bob," and he instinctively turned around and sprained his neck.
Oh no. That's a real neck and neck situation, but I guess it had to end up that way.
I know, it's a real pain in the neck. He should have known better than to answer when you don't know who's calling.
That's for sure. He must have thought he was dealing with a head situation.
Yeah, he probably had no clue that this was a neck-down disaster waiting to happen.
Serves him right. Who knows, maybe now he'll have a better head on his shoulders next time.
Even if not, at least now he knows not to answer every call. Hey, did you hear about the new self-driving car that has a built-in GPS just for cats?
What? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Where did you hear that?
On the interwebs, of course. It's got 9 lives and it also comes with a built-in fish tank.
Wow, that's some next-level technology. What do you think they're going to come up with next?
Well, I'm guessing a self-driving doghouse is just around the corner. Just think of it this way, you won't have to worry about the pup getting lost anymore.
Oh, good point. And with a built-in GPS, it would be perfect for when your pup needs to find his way home again.
Hey buddy, did you hear the news? That so-and-so politician just announced their candidacy for President of the United States, as a bear.
A bear for president? That's hilarious. I heard other candidates are a banana and an ostrich, too. What kind of a campaign will a bear even run?
Well, from what I can guess, I think it'll have plenty of honey and nuts. Get it?
Ha, yeah. I bet his platform includes naps in the afternoon and berry picking for everyone.
Maybe, and I hear he wants to tackle global warming, too. He might have us all wearing fur coats if he wins.
Well, I'll hand it to him. That is one creative way of trying to reduce carbon emissions.
Hey, did you hear the latest news?
Oh no, what's going on now?
They say that aliens have been abducting cows to make intergalactic tacos.
Really? You don't think that's a bit much?
Maybe, but it could make for some great Taco Tuesday specials. I don't know if the aliens want to share their recipes though.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to stick with the regular toppings. I just can't help but think if we'd seen this coming. Ha ha. That's true. We should probably keep an eye on our local taco stands just in case.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Hey, I heard there's a new line of galactic tacos out in space.
Oh wow, that sounds fascinating. We should check it out when it gets here.
Yeah. We can be the first ones on our block to have intergalactic tacos.
Absolutely. I'm sure it will be a delicious experience.
Hey there, want to talk about superheroes?
Sure, why not? It's funny how Marvel has become the biggest thing since sliced bread.
I know. It's like if Superman and Spider-Man had a baby, they'd be the monopoly of the superhero world.
Haha, yeah, can you imagine if they created a superhero out of cheese nips?
Oh wow, we could call him Cheesy Bites. But I think he'd have limited powers, like being able to shoot rubber cheese nips out of his palms.
Ha, and what if they made one out of moon pies? A gooey man who can just stick to walls and travel around faster than light.
That'd be so funny. We should totally pitch it at Marvel and see if we can get a comic out of it.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
Did you hear about the new phone game called Chicken Run?
Yeah. I heard it's like a real-life game of tag but with chickens. What's the point though?
The goal is to outrun the chickens, literally. The faster you run, the more points you get. But if you can't outrun the chickens, you get 0 points.
Wow, that sounds pretty intense. I wonder if they have any cheats or tips on how to be the best.
Well, the game's main point of advice is to try and stay one step ahead of your feathered friends. That, and oftentimes the chickens will take their time and try to encircle you, so watch out for that. Oh, and try to find shortcuts. Sometimes a well-timed sidestep can be the difference between winning and losing. Hey, did you hear the one about the 2 pigs who wanted to go to the zoo?
Ha, no way. What happened?
Well, they got all the way to the entrance, but when the guard asked for their admission price, they realized they only had enough money to get in one at a time.
That's pretty funny. What did they do?
The first pig had an idea. He said, "Let's have a competition. Whoever can dress up like a giraffe the fastest can get in for free."
That's brilliant. So who won?
The second pig, of course. He had his costume ready in a flash, and the guard even let him keep his admission ticket for later use. Hey, what if we decided to be YouTube stars tomorrow?
That would be a huge change. The world would never be the same. Besides, we don't even have any video ideas, let alone fans.
Well, we could make videos about anything, like making diner reservations on a Sunday night, for instance.
That sounds like an outrageous idea. We could call it booking a table for two at Sunday night dinners.
Sounds hilarious. We could even make puns about the cuisine. Taco Tuesday never tasted so good.
Ha ha, I love it. We could end each video with a catchy tagline: Mondays are for movies, Tuesdays are for tacos, and Sunday is for strangers.
Wow, now we need to find a cool logo to use. We could use the outline of a taco crossed with the silhouette of a stranger.
Perfect. That way we can coin our own phrase, the Sunday stranger tandoor tacos.
Brilliant. Let's start grabbing the ingredients and camera. And getting this show on the road. Hey, do you know the story of the three-legged race?
Not the specifics, no. Care to enlighten me?
Of course. Well, two competitors come together and they each take hold of a single leg, the third leg being a physical prop. The goal is to be the first to complete the race with all three legs piled at the finish line.
That sounds both absurd and hilarious. I bet the runners get really tangled up.
Hey, what do you think of the recent resurgence of the Macarena?
Can't say I'm a fan. When I hear it, I just want to start screeching like a velociraptor.
I hear YA. I was getting on the dance floor the other night and had this terrible revelation that the Macarena is in my blood.
What? That's crazy. I mean, as a dance it's so outdated, like neon and high-waisted jeans.
Exactly. So I'm trying to come up with ways to modernize the Macarena. Like adding a hip-hop attitude or some dubstep dubs.
Yeah, that could work. Or what about a country version, the Mac America?
Ooh, I like that. You've sparked a brilliant idea. Now all that's left is to actually be able to Macarena. I can't even do it properly.
Neither can I. It's like trying to learn a language. You can know the words, but you don't necessarily understand them all.
Yeah, I hear YA. We need to find some lessons or something.
And we can Macamash all our friends like it's 2020.
Let's do it. Hey, do you think there's ever been a time warp made in a kitchen?
Definitely. You'd be surprised by how many time portals can be opened with the right ingredients. I heard a rumor that someone tried to create a time warp cupcake in the 80s. Needless to say, it didn't turn out very well.
Wow, I'm certain that was a recipe for disaster.
You can say that again. On the other hand, maybe we could give it a try ourselves. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Let's just say that I don't think I'm ready to take a bite out of history just yet.
Fair enough, I don't think I am either. Anyway, I'm sure if we put our minds together we can think up some truly absurd and funny topics to discuss.
Oh, I don't know about that. What could be more absurd than time travel?
Oh, I don't know. How about flying dung beetles? That's got to be pretty ridiculous.
Hey, did you hear the one about the alien that got lost in the supermarket?
No. What happened?
Well, he started out in the produce section, but then he started feeling a little out of place, so he went over to the frozen food aisle to cool off.
That's hilarious. Then what happened?
He got lost in the frozen food aisle and ended up in the seafood section, but he couldn't swim, so he hopped on a lobster and rode it out of there.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I know, it's like the punchline to a cosmic joke. Hey there. Do you think donuts can do the tango?
Well, what I think is that donuts can do anything. I mean, let's think about it. They're round, which is perfect for twirling along the dance floor. And plus, their soft sweetness is captivating enough to make anyone want to get up and groove. Just imagine how adorable it would look with a tiny sprinkled donut bopping around to a Latin beat.